formed in 2007, but it was one of its initial campaigns that the group struggled for was the obtain justice for domestic worker Feli Garcia. She was found dead on Wednesday, March 14, 2007 in her Bronx, New York residence where she rented a room. And Feli wrote in her suicide letter that she was harassed and abused by her employer while working as a caregiver for an elderly woman of the Bronx. According to the Campaign for Justice for Feli Garcia, this is statistics. There is an estimated 30,000 Filipino domestic workers in New York alone, who, like fellow domestics in Hong Kong and the Middle East, are also forced to work in abusive, dangerous, and dehumanizing conditions without legal protections by both the Philippine and U.S. governments. Even in the U.S., migrant domestic workers who are 95% women are overwhelmed with problems resulting from family separation, which is very true. Long hours of work, low wages, no overtime pay, and lack of benefits, zero, and bear the brunt of systemic racism and devaluation of women's labor in the domestic sphere. Millions of Filipino domestic workers who were uprooted from our homeland because of the economic crisis in the Philippines. Don't cry. Every day, there are over 3,000 Filipinos who leave the Philippines every single day. They will migrate to more than 186 different countries, including the U.S. Of the almost 1 million who migrate every year, 3 out of 4 are women. That is a 2007 statistics. Now, today, the number of Filipinos leaving their homeland has increased to 4,000, leaving every day, with nearly 10% of the total population of Filipinos working abroad. It is all the more important that domestic workers are involved actively in organizing for their rights as workers and as women. In New York City, domestic workers still face grim conditions. In the last 4 years that Kabalikat has existed, the organization has encountered women who have experienced domestic slavery, wage theft, labor trafficking, and domestic violence. The recent economic crisis has also made it difficult for women workers to negotiate their wages with employers, as jobs become more scarce and more domestic workers come looking for job referrals or job resource. Very true. There has been significant changes in policy in that domestic worker organizations in New York have been able to push for a domestic workers bill that was implemented on August 31, 2010. In the following year of June 2011, this is good news, the International Labor Organization finally passed the Convention on Domestic Work as Decent Real Work. Kabalikat's achievement. Oh, we have achievements too. Hindi lang party-party or socializing, di ba? Dancing. Pakya. Kabalikat's achievements include supporting and campaigning for free local domestic workers like Tita Feli Garcia, Putli Asjali, Marietta Kerab Berawi, who all died in New York, had no support, and whose families in New York or in the Philippines needed assistance in repatriation of their bodies. Kabalikat also campaigned to obtain justice for domestic workers in other countries who were being executed by state governments such as Jakatia Pawa, executed in Kuwait, and Elizabeth Batain, Sally Ordinario Villanueva and Ramon Credo, who were all executed in China back in March 2011. Lapit na kung matapos, don't worry, we'll have dinner soon. Kabalikat has also partnered up with the local women's organization, Filipinas for Rights and Empowerment, FIRE, of Gabriela, USA, to tell their stories through a community staging of the Vagina Monologues in February 2009, and through an original play in March 2011 called Diwang Pinay. It is a story of the woman migrant worker, illustrating the hardships that domestic workers go through in being separated from their families, in learning a new culture, in experiencing abuse from employers. So dito, sa Diwang Pinay, lumalabas yung mga acting abilities ng mga domestic workers. Sa akin, dancing, kasi background dancers kami doon.